Alright, guys, and I decided for the video with some shots I got inside the mall, but as you guys just saw on the sign, we are at the Berkshire Mall. The Boss Cop's last video says you guys kind of expected this video when would be next, and it is. And let me tell you guys, this mall I really enjoyed. As you guys know, I did a trip up in this area back in early May, and this, out of all the malls I went to, this is my favorite mall that I went to on this trip. I really like the architecture in here, the fact that it's doing really, really well. At least I think it is. I know some people may dispute me because of the anchors, but when I was here, there was a lot of people here. And at the end of the day, if there's people there, then the mall's doing at least well enough. And the boss cops, as you guys saw in the last video, was really nice looking. Um, they do such an amazing job with their stores, as you guys know, because I've been to so many of them. But this store is really, really nice. But anyway, we're not about that. We are onto the mall. So this mall has been around. It opened up on February 10th, 1970. So it just turned 54 years old, been around a long time. Now, plans for the mall started in the late 1960s. Sears was announced to be the first major planned tenant, which ended up replacing a nearby Shillington in location. Construction on this mall started in 1968 with an official kickoff in November of that year. The mall didn't officially open, as I said, in up until 1970. Fast fact, this was the first enclosed shopping mall to open in all of eastern PA outside of the Philadelphia area. So that's kind of a cool little fact. Um, Now the mall's name is is obviously taken from the idea that the county it's in, which is called Berks County, which is an abbreviation for the English Royal Berkshire. So that's kind of cool. Now the old fountain in the center of the mall has been choreographed. Sorry guys for that. I just had to cough a second. But anyway, back to the history like I was saying. The old fountain was designed by the local Reading company Symbiotic Fountains. Also, a cool feature of this mall is they made an upper level of this mall, as you guys will see later in the video, but all they have up there is just the food court and a couple other tenants, which not many malls have, but there is a couple, but I find that really, really cool. And it was called the Terrence Cafe, which had its grand open and not till 1989. And before that, that part was a themed mini mall known as the Lamppost Lane, so kind of unique. Now, the original owner and developer of this mall, which was the Gordman Company, sold the property to Equitable Real Estate Management. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm not from the area, and Pennsylvania has some weird pronunciations for companies and towns. But in July 2002, it was acquired by the Allied Properties, which many of you may know. Now, in January 2002, Boscov's acquired the Strawbridge store, which was originally a John Wanamaker store until 1995, and it was later Hex until 1996. Now, the Boscov store officially opened up in August 2002, so that's an older one. Fast fact about that Boscov, it did replace a Boscov West store in the Sinking Spring, which was there for a long time. Now, on the night of November 2nd, 2009, there was a fire that broke out in the display window of Victoria's Secret. And before the firefighters could arrive, obviously the sprinkler went off, and and that store suffered quite a bit of damage. But the good news is there was no injuries, so that's good. Now on April 14th, 2010, so 6 months later, there there were there was a fire, that was in Boscombe. So this mall didn't have a good 2009, 2010. But it would rebound, and that person did end up survive, and they did have damage, but there was one person who had damage. Now, an interesting story, too. On January 12th, 2011, according to leaked security footage, there was a mall patron who fell headfirst into a fountain into the Boscombe store because because he was walking and he was on his cell phone, which was kind of not very wise, and I strongly discourage that. Be careful where you're walking. But that was the bad part. The bad part was that there was a mall security guard who actually uploaded the video of this happening into YouTube, and it went viral. And he was fired, and rightfully so. I do record videos, as you guys know, but I don't purposely record people getting hurt. That's not cool. Now, this mall was hit by a by a thunderstorm in 2014, and there was golf ball sized hail and that ended up ripping through, and it caused severe interior damage. Now, by the way, guys, we're looking at straight ahead. That was the former Sears, and we'll get to that in a minute. But there was also a Bonton store, which was originally built as a Lip Brothers in 1976, and it was later a Pomeroy's department store, which was based here in Pennsylvania, and that was until 1987. So the Bonton was here for 30 years. So if you guys didn't get it, the three anchors of this mall was Sears, Bonton at the end, and then it was now Boscov's. But obviously, in the Bonton here closed in 2018 because the whole company ended up going belly up. So that ended up happening. 2018 was a rough year for the mall because on November 8th, 2018, Sears announced that was called it would be closing at the mall as part of a plan to close stores during their bankruptcy. Obviously, we know Sears has been going pretty much disappearing from every mall. Now, in 2020, July 2020, right after the mall reopened up from the lockdown, and the mall got a brand new owner. Which, by the way, guys, you're currently looking inside the Sears. I just want to throw that in there so you guys can look at it. But it was sold to, like I said, to Namdar Property Group. Now, if you guys know Namdar, they have an iffy track record. You know, they've had lots of malls suffer. And I hope that they don't do it here. I mean, it seems like this mall's doing okay. They said there was quite a bit of people here when I was here. There was quite a bit of some national change. So I'm hoping this mall can weather the history and who owns this mall. This mall's gone through so much with fires and with the hailstorm. So this mall has really survived a lot and done and continued to be here. So I give this mall a lot of props for that. Now, the last major history was in November 2022. The former Bonton space of the mall, the building ended up being and condemned because the roof and it was collapsing, and as well as other issues, and that's part of the problem that Namdar's had is they've let a lot of their buildings decay, and so this building's probably going to be demolished eventually. I'm not going to go into detail condemning, but you guys know what that means. But anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing here some music in for what I do have left of the video. I hope you guys do enjoy. I know it was a lot of talk, but this mall has quite a lot of history, and I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. But I'm going to stop talking here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. If you guys do, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys for the next video, and just wherever that may be. And bye-bye, guys.